I think unity is really important. I think the right has done a really great job at dividing us by the color of our skin, and by the religion that we are. And there's so much there's so much that has divided us, and they've done a really great job at that. I covered 6 weeks of the Poor People's Campaign, actually went out to Sacramento and to Washington. And what I noticed that I thought was really beautiful and powerful was all these religious people coming together, Christians, Catholics, Jews, every color was there. Yes, Muslims, there was Black communities there, white communities there was indigenous groups there. They were all coming together and fighting for all of their rights. And we had a set of demands. I helped write the demands, and the demands were for every community. And it was unity, and it was beautiful, and everybody, you just felt this powerful movement of everybody coming together for one cause, and that is the 99%. Unity is so important, to stop thinking of each other as so different. We have to come together, and that's really, really important, to forget about our religion, forget about the color of our skin, and just unify together. That's extremely important.
And sometimes, the right is very good at dividing people, but sometimes I see a lot of division just on the left itself. And even, every May 1st here in Los Angeles, I march with my comrades, and there's a bunch of different groups doing a bunch of different marches. I would like to see more unity on the left, and kind of get over these kind of differences that we have, or democratic socialists or socialists. It's really in our interest as a social justice movement to really work together, because I think when we work together, I think we appeal to more people, and I think when we appeal to more people, people join organizations. And I think that's a big difference between the United States and other countries, is people are kind of depoliticized here, where in some, where people were members of organizations, I think other than just straight out education and teaching them, people learn when they do things, when they march,
that's
when they
right.
participate.
And be engaged. And let's wrap this up. I want to say real quick, what do you think about the Poor People's Campaign as issues to start on? Which basically, if you look at the 1968 version, which we can bring the educational component in, you have anti-racism, anti-war, and anti-poverty, based under the economic title, Poor People's Campaign. Fast forward to the 2018 version, same three issues, add environmental justice. That's my thinking.
Where's the economic aspect of that? That's,
Poor
poverty,
People's Campaign,
and
poverty.
How about
that's where you bring it in.
I'm just wondering.
Then you can bring in public banks, worker cooperatives, educational system, media. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'd like to make a very specific plea to anybody that has resonated with the idea of public banking, because it is so intersectional with so many other things in our society. We have a specific ballot measure right now called Charter Amendment B. It's on the ballot in November 6th in Los Angeles City. If you are a voter in Los Angeles City, please vote yes on Charter Amendment B. And if it resonates with you, share about it, tell people you know about it, and get people you know to vote yes on B, because this is a very specific action step that can have far-reaching effects.
I think that people need to go into the community and get people talking about these concepts, and so that they are something that is natural. It's something that when you bring it up and you say that there should be, $20 an hour should be natural, so you can actually take care of yourself in LA. Heck, 15, but getting into the ground and talking to people and just right on the ground. So they're bringing up these subjects themselves, and then when they hear it, they say, "Oh, well, yeah, I heard about that too."
Well, I think you start with what is hot now, right? I mean, like Bernie made the $15 an hour movement happen, and California did that, right? New York did that. These states, even without winning the primary, Bernie had this huge influence. So, okay, let's start with that. Let's have a livable wage for people. Well, what about having everybody have a job? That's an idea that's gaining some traction now. But not just a job, what kind of job, right? Should it be a job where you produce the profits for somebody else who then becomes a billionaire? Or is it a job where you share the profits and collectively decide what happens to it for the benefit of all.
The greater
so
good.
I think you start with something that has traction for people. You know, if it's just like, hey, let's get a livable wage, then you start with that. You know, bringing in the funding piece, and I very much appreciate knowing about what's on the ballot. You know, banks have a history of redlining. They have a history of denying capital to poor communities, and you know, this has an impact on when workers try to get together and create their own enterprise. They often cannot get funded. So, you know, there's a thing here about getting that sense of possibility and then taking action in a specific way. You know, we don't want to just stay in the realm of possibility all the time. We want to be practical and move forward, whether it's organizing, whether it's working to create different institutions, raise awareness. You know, these are all pieces of the puzzle.
Fantastic. Let's go forward creating media on these different topics, for one thing, and maybe we can even, in the process of doing that, talk about creating events where we can have tables and actually engage with people. What do you think?
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
So let's think about that one.
It's all gonna put the